that are critical are covered by the government efforts, and we're optimistic that we should be able to navigate this space because we have a very strong foundation. Our economy is strong. Our government programs are very strong, so we believe it should be okay. And if anything happens that is out of the normal, we will update you. You said something very interesting from the central bank, that other factors constant. In reality, they are never constant. The last so many years, 10, 15, 20 years, they've never been constant. And we've done well in that environment.
Data from National Institute of Statistics shows that Rwanda's GDP in 2024 was 18,785 billion Rwandan francs, up from 16,626 billion Rwandan francs in 2023. The agriculture sector contributed 25% to the total GDP, the industrial sector 21%, and the service sector 48%. In 2024, the GDP grew by 8.9%, following an increase of 9.7% in the first quarter, 9.8% in the second quarter, 8.1% in the third quarter, and 8% in the fourth quarter. Notably, agricultural output grew by 5%, with food crop production increasing by 5%, while export crop production declined by 1%. Industrial output grew by 10%, with mining and quarrying increasing by 12%, construction by 12%, and manufacturing by 7%. Service sector output grew by 10%, driven by information and communication services, 25% growth. Wholesale and retail trade, 18% growth. Transport services, 9% growth. Hospitality, hotels and restaurants, 11% growth. Healthcare services, 15% growth. President Paul Kagame and his DR Congo counterpart Felix Tshisekedi and the Emir of Qatar Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani held talks in Doha on Tuesday, 18th March. As part of efforts to solve the crisis in Eastern DRC, according to the three countries' joint statement, the trilateral summit welcomed the progress made in the Luanda and Nairobi processes, as well as the joint EAC SADC summit held in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania on February 8th, said the statement published by the Qatari Foreign Ministry said. Dr. Eric Ndushabandi finds this as promising progress that towards a long-lasting solution to this DRC crisis.
Byari bisa nkaho byananiranye ndetse tubona imyitwarire y'abayobozi ba Kinshasa igenda ihinduka.
The Luanda and Nairobi processes appear to be failing, and the DRC government stands on engaging in dialogue with the M23 to address the root causes of the insecurity crisis in Eastern DRC was shifting. The involvement of Qatar introduces a new mediator into the equation. As a nation that gained the independence around 1971, Qatar has established itself as a global player with a strong economy and a neutral, open diplomatic approach. Qatar has played a role in facilitating dialogue in complex conflicts, including mediation efforts in Sudan and attempts to address the Israel-Hamas crisis. Unlike Belgium or European powers with historical ties to the region, Qatar enters this mediation with no prior affiliations, reinforcing its neutrality. The impact of Qatar's involvement will become clearer based on how the DRC government responds to the Luanda and Nairobi processes. From Rwanda's perspective, there is some expectations that this dialogue will bring renewed commitment to the established peace frameworks, potentially revitalizing the Luanda process.
Tukabona mu misi zaza hari imbaraga nshya zibonetse mu kiganiro cya Luanda.
The leadership of the Central Bank of Rwanda has announced that Rwanda's economy has maintained strong economic growth observed across all economic sectors. This economy, according to the governor of the Central Bank, is expected to continue performing well in the forthcoming years, with a growth of 7% in 2025 and 2026. William Evans Mutabazi has more.
The announcement was made while Honorable Solaya Hakuziyaremye presented the Monetary Policy and Financial Stability Statement of March 2025 that evaluated the economic and financial developments of 2024 and provided an outlook for 2025 and beyond, saying Rwanda's economy has maintained a strong economic growth.
The financial sector continued to grow at double-digit level, growing by 20.6% in terms of assets that have reached 13 trillion Rwandan franc by end of 2024, up from 11 trillion a year prior.
Despite the stable growth of Rwanda's financial sector, the central bank says it continues to monitor emerging risks that could cause challenges to the financial sector, including but not limited to climate change and cybersecurity.
We are mindful of emerging risks that may actually cause challenges to our financial sector. The first one being climate change and the impact of climate change on our financial sector. And in that regard, as central bank, we have issued legal instrument to assist financial institutions in their disclosure and reporting on climate-related risks. This was a directive issued in November 2024. We continue to evaluate the progress in implementing the National Sustainable Finance Roadmap by all financial institutions. And we continued also to assist and work with the financial sector to comply with our guidelines for climate and environmental risk management. The guidelines had been issued in 2023. And we also developed an action plan to enhance sustainability efforts while we continue to be an active member of the network of central banks and financial supervisors for the greening of the financial system. Another key emerging risk that we continue to monitor is cybersecurity, with an ongoing diagnostic review of maturity levels of financial institutions in terms of cyber resilience. We continue to develop regulatory frameworks to enhance that cyber resilience, while a comprehensive financial sector risk assessment focusing on cybersecurity is being conducted as well.
In 2024, real GDP growth averaged 9.2%.